Let's start at the worst moment. Adam is sitting on the cold floor of a dungeon. His mother is next to him. Every hostage from Grayskull is crammed in like animals in a cage. Skeletor just left with the sword of power. Adam's father is dead. His hands won't stop shaking. He looks around at all these sad, scared faces and thinks, I told everyone who I really was. Nobody listened. Now look at us, but we should rewind way back. 15 years ago, Adam was a kid who hated fighting. He lived in the kingdom of Grayskull, which sat inside a huge magic world called Eternia. The whole place was full of ancient beasts and old kingdoms. At the center of everything stood the sword of power, not just any sword. This one picked the strongest champion in all the land and gave them godlike strength. The sorceress guarded it. She had been waiting a very long time for the right person. Prince Adam was supposed to leave for combat training. He really did not want to go. He thought he was useless. Even his pet tiger cub, Cringer, agreed with him. The queen told both of them to knock it off and sent Adam anyway. At the training grounds, Commander Duncan yelled at his students like only a man who had saved royal families could. His daughter Teela was there training. She and Adam were close friends. They started sparring. Right away, it was obvious Adam couldn't take even the easiest hits. Then the king showed up. Adam's dad watched his son struggle. He pulled Adam aside in front of everyone and challenged him personally. He wiped the floor with Adam without even breathing hard. Then he said, loud enough for the whole group to hear, that Adam needed to get stronger if he ever wanted to defend his people. It was a humiliation dressed up like a lesson. Duncan pulled Adam aside afterward and told him not to worry. The kingdom was at peace. Fighting might never even happen. The sorceress did not agree. She watched the sky with a look that said trouble was coming. She was right. An enemy army poured into Grayskull. They were way stronger than anything the kingdom's guards could handle. The best fighters ran out to meet them. Duncan went up against a huge warrior with a hook for a hand. The guy took Duncan apart. Teela watched her dad get destroyed and tried to reach him. A bomb went off. Both of them went down. The king started evacuating. That's when Skeletor showed himself. He was a living skeleton in dark armor. He came for the sword of power and wanted to take the whole kingdom too. The king told his wife and son to run. He stayed back as a distraction. He faced Skeletor's forces alone. They beat him almost instantly and took his crown like a trophy, but they still wanted the sword. The queen reached the sorceress. The sorceress told Adam to take the sword and bond with it. The second he did, his spirit merged with the blade. The sorceress opened a portal to Earth so they could escape. The queen got ready to send Adam through alone. He would survive there, grow strong, come back one day and save the kingdom. She told him the sword was the only way back. Then Skeletor arrived and attacked the queen. She shouted one last thing, protect the sword and never lose it, and held Skeletor off just long enough for Adam to go through. The portal pulled him toward Earth, and then, because the universe has a sixth sense of humor, the kid dropped the sword. It split in half mid-flight. Both pieces scattered somewhere on the planet. Now fast forward 15 years, Adam is on a date. He is telling a woman his whole origin story. She decides pretty quickly that he is completely nuts. She makes up a reason to leave and walks out. Adam comes home to his roommate and says this is now the fourth time a date has ended because of the origin story. His roommate doesn't believe him either. Adam goes to his room. The walls are covered in drawings he has been making since childhood. Sketches of his kingdom, his world, everything he lost. Nobody on earth has ever believed a single word he said. He gets up the next morning, drives his beat-up car to work. He spends his days in human resources at a company he clearly hates. Between calls, he searches online for the sword. His boss catches him looking up weapons and gives him an ultimatum. Get focused or get out. Adam says yes. Then he gets a message. Someone found his sword. He drops everything and goes straight to the meeting spot. He asks around until someone approaches him and tells him not to do anything stupid. They point to a sculpture with one half of the sword stuck in it. Adam ignores every warning. He walks up to a Viking-looking man holding the sword. He says the words to claim it. Absolutely nothing happens. He grabs the sword anyway and walks off without paying. Police close in almost right away. Then a huge hairy beast crashes the scene. It was sent to grab the sword the second Adam touched it, because picking it up apparently sent a signal across the whole universe. Before the beast can reach him, Teela appears. She is fully grown, battle-hardened, very much alive. Adam is so happy to see her. They have no time for hugs. They sprint to her ship and blast out of there. As they clear the scene, Adam turns to the crowd that watched everything and tells them with total honesty that he was never crazy. Then they are gone. They arrive at what is left of Grayskull. It is empty and ruined. One of Skeletor's scouts spots them right away and follows. Teela leads Adam to the Resistance hideout. It is a shelter where the last surviving people of Grayskull have gathered along with the kingdom's remaining heroes. Nobody recognizes Adam as the prince. He tries to introduce himself. He gets everyone's names wrong one after another. He announces he came to save the kingdom with the sword of power. Nobody believes him. they take the sword and throw both him and Tila in a cell. Inside the hideout there is also a combat robot who got repurposed as a servant, and there is a man sitting alone with a bottle Duncan. The great commander who once trained the kingdom's best warriors has spent 15 years drowning in alcohol because he couldn't protect his kings or his people. He is a total wreck. The heroes look at the sword while Tila paces the cell wanting out. Then Skeletor's army breaks through. Someone had been following Tila this whole time. Adam recruits the robot on the spot. She says yes and blasts the entrance open, clearing a path. The robot carries Duncan on her back while everyone else runs. Skeletor's forces tear through the resistance behind them. Adam gets the sword back. They make it to Tila's ship, but Skeletor's lieutenant, the one with the hook who took down Duncan 15 years ago, is waiting for them. Adam tries to negotiate. The hook guy doesn't negotiate, he just gives Adam a serious beating. Then the sorceress speaks through the sword. She tells Adam what words transforms him. New armor, new body, fully supercharged, the power kicks in. Adam immediately rips the hook off the guy's arm, wipes out his crew and they escape. Skeletor arrives seconds later. He is furious that Adam and the sword are gone. He orders every available soldier to chase them. The chase ends pretty fast. Adam handles it. One of Skeletor's riders gets so scared he runs away. Their ship crashes. Everyone is stuck on the ground for a bit. Meanwhile, Skeletor has gathered the resistance hostages. He demands to know who is carrying the sword. Nobody speaks. He burns one of the heroes right there on the spot to make an example. The resistance breaks. Adam announces himself. Prince Adam returned to reclaim the kingdom. Skeletor says that will not be happening. Duncan, back on the ship, finds his daughter's old armor packed away carefully. He puts it on. Adam goes looking for the other half of his sword. He spots an eagle he recognizes as the sorceress in disguise. She vanishes before he can reach her. Tila arrives, and the two head back to search the ship together. They find Duncan sipping tequila he had hidden inside the armor. Tila is disgusted. Duncan is a disappointment dressed in old metal. She and Adam have a conversation about the difference between violent strength and the kind of wisdom that actually protects the people you love. Adam sits with that. That night, a beam of light cuts through the dark. Skeletor's signal. He tells Adam directly that his parents are alive and being held prisoner. Hand over the sword and come to Snake Mountain alone or they die slowly. He goes. Tila, Duncan and the robot come right behind him. At the fortress, Skeletor's forces block the entrance. The sorceress tells Adam to walk through anyway. He does. He faces Skeletor right away. Skeletor pulls out his father as leverage and tells Adam to surrender the sword or watch him die. The king tells his son not to do it. Skeletor sends in his soldiers. Adam tears through every single one of them. His father watches from captivity and for the first time looks genuinely proud. Adam demands Skeletor release his father. Skeletor does. Then he uses the distraction to unleash a shockwave that brings part of the structure down. The king gets caught in the collapse. He pulls his son close as he is dying and tells him the reason he was always so hard on him. He needed Adam to be strong enough to survive a world that would not go easy on him. He can see now that Adam is that person. He dies in his son's arms. Skeletor uses the grief to knock Adam out. He throws Adam into a dungeon with his friends and every hostage. Adam finds his mother in the dungeon. He tells her his father is gone. The whole room goes quiet with despair. Skeletor has the sword now. He says the words to claim infinite power. Nothing happens. He turns to his sorceress. She tells him they have to carry the sword back to Grayskull and place it in the sanctuary there before he can access its full power. Skeletor takes the sword and marches toward Grayskull, burning everything in his path. In the dungeon, Adam stands up. He tells whoever is left that they have to fight. He still doesn't know anyone's name properly. He gets most of them wrong again. But the speech lands. Cringer is there too. No longer a cub. That cat turned into whatever that cat turns into. And for the first time in 15 years, Adam doesn't feel crazy anymore. He feels like a prince. Someone in the dungeon hatches an escape plan, take out the guards, steal enemy ships, fly straight at Skeletor before he reaches the sanctuary. The heroes break out of their cell. They pile into captured ships and head for Grayskull. Duncan and the robot volunteer to hold the line outside. That way Adam and Tila can push through to Skeletor. Everyone splits into their own fights. Adam takes Skeletor. Tila goes after the evil sorceress. Cringer, who is no longer a scared little cub but a giant green battle cat with armor, faces down the hairy beast that chased Adam on Earth. Duncan and the robot work to bring the whole bridge down on top of Skeletor's army. The bridge collapses. Enemy soldiers scream and fall. Then an enemy ship opens fire on the robot. A direct hit. She explodes into pieces. Metal and sparks fly everywhere. Duncan doesn't hesitate. He grabs a grenade, jumps onto the enemy ship, shoves the grenade somewhere unpleasant, and dives clear right before the whole thing blows up. He lands hard but alive. The robot, for the record, survives too. Her head rolls across the ground and she says that was unpleasant. Duncan laughs for the first time in in 15 years. Inside the throne room, Adam finds Skeletor waiting. The skeleton grins. He raises his staff and slams it down on the Sword of Power. The blade shatters into pieces. Adam's super strength drains out of him instantly. He falls to his knees. Skeletor grabs Adam by the skull. He walks him through every year he wasted on Earth doing nothing useful. Every boring HR call. Every date that walked out. Every moment he spent chasing a sword instead of becoming what he needed to be. "You were never a hero," Skeletor whispers. "You were a kid who dropped his only weapon." Then Skeletor drives what's left the broken blade at Adam's chest. Our hero goes down. Everything goes dark. Just silence. Then the sorceress appears. She kneels beside him and speaks soft. "The sword was never the source of your power, Adam. It was just a container, a cup, a reminder. The strength was inside you the whole time. You were the receptacle. You always were." Adam opens his eyes. Back in the throne room, his body rises off the floor. Golden light pours out of his chest. The broken sword pieces lift into the air and fly back together, reforming in his hand like they were never apart. His armor reappears, brighter than before. Skeletor takes one step backward. Adam steps forward. "You were saying." Skeletor tries a different approach. He smiles. "Perhaps we revisit the idea of switching sides, ruling together half the galaxy." Adam pauses. For half a second, he actually thinks about it. The power feels good, really good. He could take everything. He could make sure no one ever humiliates him again. Then he remembers his father's face, the pride, the dying words. "You are strong enough." Adam shakes his head. "No." Skeletor laughs and lunges. Adam sends him flying across the room with one punch. Skeletor gets up. Adam hits him again, then again. He dismantles every defense the skeleton has left. Armor cracks. Bones break. Magic fizzles out like a wet sparkler. Adam delivers the kind of beating that ends arguments permanently. When it's over, nothing remains of Skeletor but his skull. It clatters across the stone floor and stops at Adam's feet. The evil sorceress sees what happened. She turns and flees into the shadows. No one follows her. She's nothing without him. Grayskull's army collapses without its commander. The kingdom begins to breathe again for the first time in 15 years. She is restored as queen. The surviving citizens of Grayskull come out of hiding. They look at Adam with new eyes. A prince. The robot gets repaired. Duncan puts the bottle down for good.